Something I've been wanting to do for a while, and I just never had a reason to do it. I still don't have a reason to do it, but I've got an idea to play with it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up a MySQL database on a Linux server, and then from that server, I am going to host the world databases and the auth databases for a WoW private server. That's my plan. I don't know if it's going to work, but we're going to find out. And of course, I'm going to run the private server off a different virtual machine. So I'm sort of going to step right through this and do with multiple videos. First, we're going to do installing MySQL, setting up a user, testing the database, make sure it works, and then we're going to try to connect to it remotely with that account recreated. And I'll try to remember to put the commands in the description. And I'm probably going to screw it up quite a bit because I haven't really done this much lately. So remembering the commands, and I can't spell. So one word I know I'm going to have to do, and I have it brought up in another window here somewhere, is how to spell privileges. I can never spell it correctly. So, okay, we're going to get right to it now. And first thing we're going to do is do a sudo apt update. Now, I'm assuming that you know how to do basic commands like update and install applications onto a Linux server, in this case, Ubuntu. Oops. I'm assuming you know your password. So just want to update to make sure the repository is all up to date. We got a list of all the current apps. I'm pretty sure I put MySQL on here already. Let's Control L to get that out of there. And sudo apt install MySQL server. Yeah, server and MySQL client. And perfect. I already installed them. So we're good there. Now, when you first install MySQL, the root user is all you have on there. And by default, the root user has no password. But the only way I found to get it to work is to sudo to the root user. Even just using regular sudo doesn't seem to work. So you have to actually get into a sudo user. So you just do sudo -s. It might ask you if I think you could do -i too. Let's find out. Yeah, it just gives you a little bit different setup. So either way, get into your root account. You can also do su-s. Nope. Sudo. Which one is it? Yeah, it is s. Whatever. We're just going to. We're not going to worry about that now. There's a su command too. So sudo -s. We're now root. And we just log into MySQL by doing mysql -u root. And then we're in. Now let's do a show databases. It should be empty if I remember correctly. Show databases. There we go. And let's take a look at the users. So we'll do select. I think it's host user from MySQL database and the user table. Maybe it's just user. Yeah. And here are the current users on here, just the default. So now we're going to go ahead and create a user. Let's Control L to clear that out. Create user. Username. And you have to put the username in quotes, or a single quote. So Joe in single quote. Then the @sign. And then this would be the host name. Normally you just do localhost, like so. And that's if you were using like PHP directly from this computer to connect to a web database for WordPress or whatever. But that's not what we're doing here. We want to access it from a different machine. What you probably want to do, if you want to be a little bit more secure, is you'd put the host name or IP address in here, like 192.168.0. Say 200 is my IP address. Then this account can connect to it from that computer. But make it simple, we're going to just do all of them because you're going to want to do it on multiple systems, and this is just the quickest way to do it. Otherwise, you'd have to create a new user for each host and IP address. We don't want to do that. Okay, so create user, username in single quotes at host in single quotes, and this time it's %sign for everything. I think this is all it is. Identified by password. Let's use test. Perfect. Okay, so I'm going to do select host dot comma user from mysql.user. And you can see Joe here right up on top with a host of %sign. Okay, so we got that part done. Now we just need to commit this. We're going to go and do this in 2 steps. I think you could do it in 1, but we're going to do it in 2 steps just to make sure that way I don't have to do it again. Flush privileges. Oh, okay, other window. privileges. Privileges. Okay, so now we got that. Now we're going to give this account full privileges to everything on the MySQL server. This is not good practice, so don't do this in the wild. But this will give you a step into how to do it, and hopefully you can get more fine-grained if you need to use it in a more production environment that matters. So we're just going to give this new user Joe, access to everything on MySQL from anywhere in the world, basically, but internal network. So we want to do grant all privileges. I'm going to remember how to do that now. To nope, on grant all privileges on. Yeah, that's right. Star. The first star would be the database, then the second star would be the table. We'll just show that real quick. We're going to go back, maybe. Okay, so we got the table or databases here, right? So everything before, when I do grant privileges star, the first star would be the database, like MySQL. And we're going to use that database, MySQL. And we're going to show tables. And every one of these would be the second star. So I can grant privileges to the mysql.user table, and that's all that user will be able to access. So when you're using a production environment, you want to get more fine-grained like that, just to make sure people don't get into things they're not supposed to. But again, here, we don't need that. So we're going to grant all privileges. What did I say? On star to single quote Joe, single quote at, single quote %, single quote with grant options. Line 1, grant all privileges, privileges on star to user grant option. Let's see, privileges, grant all privileges. Did we confirm that the user was in there? Pretty sure we did. Well, let's go ahead and select okay, the user's there, so that part's right. So we want to do grant. Well, let's just do it in caps like they say to do it. One star to Joe at percent with grant. Oops. With grant option. Okay, I must have made a typo, so I don't know what that typo is. Grant all privileges. Priv. Is on. Yeah, I don't know what the error I made is. So, okay, so we got that now. Show grants. Wait, I need to flush them here. Show grants. No, that's only going to show up for this user. Okay, so we got that done. We're going to go ahead and exit. And now we're going to go back into MySQL. Except for this time, we're going to use a -u Joe -p. Password is test. Show grants. Grants for Joe, and it shows everything. Okay, perfect. So that's that part. Now that's the hard part. Okay, once you get that done, you're good. Actually, let's go in. Let's create a database just to make sure it works, because I'm going to continue on here and it's not going to work, and I don't know why. So, okay, show databases. Okay, we're just going to create a database. Dan likes mudkips. Databases. Dan likes mudkips. Okay, we're going to go ahead and get rid of that database now. So we're just going to leave it there. That way we confirm it's working. So we quit that. Okay, and we're still root. So now we need to go into the MySQL configuration. Don't worry, it's not too hard. So you need to be root or sudo to root. We're going to sudo to root just because we shouldn't be running commands directly as root anyway. So sudo nano. I use nano, not vi or vim or anything like that. I'm just a Pico person, so those of you who get that reference, welcome to the 40s. Okay, so sudo etc mysql.conf.d mydconf. So it's etc mysql.conf.d and the mysql.conf file. And we're just going to go ahead and cd to it that way. Cd etc and cd mysql cd ls cd mysql mysql.conf.d. And there's two files in here. You want the D. D is for daemon, so it's always running. So mysql, whatever editor you like. If you're new and don't want to take the time to learn a powerful editor like Vi or Vim, then stick with Nano. It's real easy. And what we want is right here, bind address. Now, I'm not sure you need to change both of these, but I do because I'm not sure. So 127.0.0.1 is localhost. So if you have like PHP installed on this local machine, you can connect to it from PHP on this local machine. Again, if you're going to be doing and more enterprisey stuff and you're going to have multiple IP addresses and everything, you need to get more fine-grained than this. But we're going to just do 0.0.0.0, and that means everyone. Whoops. I got used to using the Chinese DNS servers. Okay, now you just save it. Control-O, Control-X to get out. Oh, you know I'm not root. I didn't sudo it. Nope. So sudo that. And then go down to bind address. And now we can save it. Roll. X. Okay. And I'm just going to double check, make sure it's there. Yep, we're good. So now let's get back to our home directory. Yep. And now we're going to do a sudo system ctl system control restart mysql. Oops, that's not going to work. No colon at the end. And you wait for it, and it's restarted. And then let's just do system control status. Operational. Perfect. Okay, so with any luck, we're done here. So now we open up our database application on your local computer or wherever you want. In this case, I'm using HideSQL. HideSQL is pretty awesome. It doesn't have all the bells and whistles and the stuff that like MySQL desktop or whatever it's called. But this is very lightweight. There's a portable version. There's no messing around. A lot of the WoW repacks have it bundled in. And in fact, that's where I learned about HideSQL is from the repacks. So I highly suggest it. The portable version is great. So yeah, the installer version is good too. We're just going to do a new connection. And we're just going to call it MySQL server. And for the host, we're going to put the IP address in of your MySQL server. In this case, 0.11. We're going to go ahead and put in our username here and our password, which was test. And we're going to go ahead and save it. That way I don't have to type this in every time. You can see it updated there. And open. And there's my database. Dan likes mudkips. There's a joke there, but no one's going to get it. Well, they might get the I like mudkips part, but not the person. Okay, so yeah, that's it. We'll go ahead and create a new, just to make sure that everything's working. We should be able to create a database, and we're going to call it Joe likes that Dan likes mudkips. And there's the database. And then we're going to create a table in there. Create new table. And we're just going to call it Bob. Because I don't want to think about it anymore. And where is the save button? There's a save button here somewhere. Basic date. Oh, add. There it is. Okay, so we got a column in there, and then we just hit save. And the data is empty. And the what is it? Options. It's going to close these. Okay, there we go. And there's a column. So yeah, we can do it. And then we're going to go ahead over here. We're going to create a new table just to make sure. There are some who call me Tim. And we'll add a column, save, and that's good. And now we're going to go ahead and drop this database. Drop is deleting. Yep, it's gone. Perfect. And we're going to go back into here. We're going to look at the database or the server from here. So we want to do MySQL u for user, Joe for that, and then -p test. Clear that out. Show databases. Great. We're going to use Dan likes mudkips. Use, not user. And we're going to show tables. Should be one in there unless I dropped it. And there's this, and we want to, we don't need to put any data in there. We get it. So yeah, that's that. And we're going to go ahead and disconnect this connection here. Where is that? Nope, that's not it. Disconnect. And I think we're done. Let's try, yeah, we're done. That's good. We created the database. Well, we created the user that has privileges from anywhere on the network, or really anywhere in the world, but in this case, anywhere in our local network. Again, not best practice. Don't do it in a production environment. Fine grain a little more. And we set up the MySQL server to allow clients from other servers to connect, other workstations. And then we configured Heidi SQL, and then we tested it with a few different commands there. So yeah, that's that. Like, share, subscribe, all that fun stuff. In the next video, I am going to try to import the WoW database into this server. And then after that, I'm going to try to connect Heidi to it and make sure it works. In the video after that, hopefully if all this plans out, I'll actually try to connect the private server to connect to that database. So yeah, that's it. Like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.